Good, good morning, everyone. Let's wait for 10 more minutes. We'll start by 10:10.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Okay. Okay, guys. So let us give me a brief introduction about myself. Then we'll move further with the subject. Okay. See, my name is Samir, and I'll be your faculty for this ADB, that is Azure Databricks, and I have around 10 years of experience in IT industry, and on the cloud since the past 3 years. I'm working onto the cloud technologies. Prior to that, I worked on this OLAP. There is various tools of OLAPs and this thing, and even the Informatica I worked on premises. Now, guys, since the past 3 years, I'm working on this Azure Databricks and Data Factory, where I'm supporting up in a project in a US based company. Okay. And apart from this, uh, this course, what we are going to do it right now, that is Azure Databricks. The duration will be 60 hours. It will be calculated in the hours. Okay. 60 hours, and you'll have that is Monday to Friday. Okay, 5 days a week. That is 5 days a week, and if required, we will also have it on Saturdays. Okay, so 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and if required, we'll also have on Saturdays. That is the structure of this, and that's it. Okay, guys. So, any doubts for me or any thing you wanna ask me now?
So I have one question, like whether we get a completion certificate.
They
Like
will
we have
give you,
completed this
yeah,
one.
they will give you, that is not an issue, but that's not going to work you out. Companies is not going to accept that you have done it from so and so this thing. Okay. So better rather than that completing this, you can write a certifications of bricks. That's better. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Obviously they will
In
provide you if you require, they will give you that you have done it here. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions, ma? Okay. So now guys, let us start with the bricks here. So today is the demo session and the introduction session of this ADB. So now guys, let us start first of all, what is Azure data engineering? So what is the Azure data engineering is? Basically, the Azure, yeah, go ahead, please. Please go ahead. Who was it who raised their hand? So there is a who
Hello,
raised the
sir.
hand. Yeah.
Hello.
Ah,
Sir, without knowing about Azure Data Factory, can we learn Databricks is possible for me?
yes, of course. Not required to learn the ADF. Okay. Not
Okay.
required. Both are the different services we have it. Okay, guys. So now you have the Azure
Okay.
data engineering. So under this Azure data engineering, we have the following services, you can say. Azure data engineering. Under this Azure data engineering, we have the following services. So Azure data engineering is provided by the Microsoft. It's a product of Microsoft. So Microsoft is marketing their product, the cloud products, with a name called what? Azure. With a name called what? Azure. As you have the more supermarket, they're marketing their product. That is Birla is marketing their product, grocery stores, with a name called more. In the same way, Microsoft is that is nothing but offering their services of the cloud with a name called what? Azure. Okay. Whereas the Azure data engineering has the following services in it. The first one is called as the Azure Databricks, ADB. Okay, that we call it as what? Azure Databricks. Okay, we call it as what? Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. And whereas apart from this Azure Databricks, we also have the Azure Data Factory, which we call it as what? ADF. And then apart from this, we also have what is it? Synapse. Okay, so these are all the services, guys. These are all what is that? Services. Okay, boss, let us make this session an interactive session. I want you guys to interact with me during this session. So now guys, these are all the services of the Microsoft provided here. Okay, in the form of what? Service. In the form of what? Service. So what is it? You have it? Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, and the Synapse, etc. Now guys, before we go ahead with this, let us try to understand first two things. What is that? What is a clouds and what is on premises? What is clouds and what is on premises? What is cloud and what is on premises? Okay, what is on premises and what is the clouds? Okay, so we also call it as what? On prem. We also call it as what? On prem. So what is the on prem and what is the clouds? Let us try to understand this. Yes, guys, any that is nothing but any idea about this clouds? Anyways, I'll explain you, but I want you guys to tell me something. What are basically clouds and on-prem, if you have any idea? Yeah, go ahead.
So cloud is we can access from anywhere.
Hmm.
And on premises is something like the data or the services that are hosted in our premises. Like if some company is having some data, that their own server, their own network, everything is set up for themselves within their premises. So we call it as on premises. And if it is a cloud, so like Azure, Amazon Web Service, the Google is out. So their data is not present in their premises. So they don't need to work upon the server management, network, hardware, etc. This
Yes,
is what
very
we
good.
can say.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Okay. Now, guys, So let us try to understand first of all what is the clouds and what is on premises. Okay. So what Gaurav said is perfectly fine. Now, guys, let us elaborate it and let us try to. Yeah, Arvinda, tell me.
Sir, can you provide Azure portal for us?
Azure portal means
Azure portal, sir. Azure login portal for practice.
practice. It requires basically. We'll discuss it after the class. I'll discuss it. The thing. Okay, please.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, now let us try to understand first of all what is basically the clouds and on-premises. So guys, before we move ahead with what is a cloud and what is an on-premises system, okay, let us try to see an example here. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, guys. So all of us having the mobiles. Am I right, guys? We all have the mobile phones. Am I right? Every one of us is using a mobile phone nowadays. Am I right, guys? Every one of us is using a mobile phone. And even the mobile phone, what type of mobile phones we are using? Smartphones. Am I right, guys? Smartphones. Every one of us has a smartphone, irrespective of the brand you have it. Yes, guys, everyone is using the smartphone or not? Please.
Yes.
Yes. What about rest of all? You people are not using this smartphone, guys?
Yes, we are using.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are
So
using.
now, guys, when we use the smartphone, we will have, yes, we will have memory in your mobile phone. Am I right, guys? You will have memory in your mobile phone. Now tell me, what is the amount of memory you will have in your mobile phone? Can you tell me? Whichever the phone you're using it. What is
8
the
GB.
8 GB is one memory. And apart from this, yes, guys, anyone else who is using the mobile phone, what is your memory? Tell me now. Up to what level you can store?
12 GB.
12 GB. 12 GB. If somebody is using the iPhone, so the iPhone is providing the highest memory as what? 256 GB. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Everyone. You have the 256 GB provided by the iPhone. Likewise, every one of us has a smartphone and every one of us has the memory in our mobile phone. Now tell me why this memory is used. Why are you using this memory? Can you tell me, guys? I'll talk in your language only. Why do we use this memory? Can you tell me, guys?
If it is a RAM for performance, we are using it. If it is storage for storing local data.
Yes, exactly. That is nothing but basically what we do here is to store the information in your mobile phone, that is in the form of photographs, videos, or some contacts, or whatever the type of data you will have it, whatever the type of data you will have it. To store that particular data, we use the mobile phone memory, isn't it or not? Now, guys, suppose you have a large amount of videos and photos in your mobile phone, which is important for you, and you have saved it in your mobile phone, and now your mobile phone memory is full, the whole 256 GB. Can you see here? The whole 256 GB memory is full now. How the whole 256 GB memory is full now. So now, guys, tell me now, if the whole 256 GB memory is full, what is the other way you adopt it for extra memory? Can you tell me?
We can buy this.
Yes, you can buy an SD card. That is SanDisk card, isn't it or not? Am I right, guys? You can buy a SD card of more memory. Suppose 32 GB. I have bought it, or else even you have, what is that? Around some 256 GB. You got it SD card. That is also full now. So now, do you have any slots in your mobile phone to enter one more SD card, guys? You'll be having one more slot to enter into your SD card, that is mobile phone or not? Only one SD card slot is provided in the mobile phones. Whereas, apart from this one more, that is one is full. So do you provide, can you provide or can you store that data by buying one more SD card and inserting it in your mobile phone? That means, can you insert two SD cards in your mobile phone? Tell me now, guys. Can you insert two SD cards at a time in your mobile phone?
No, that is
Not
not possible.
No.
Yeah, only one slot is given, so you can enter up to here. So 256 GB you can store it. So this is nothing but the configuration of a mobile phone. Whereas everyone just concentrate well. Whereas, guys, as you have a memory, suppose you have to store here, suppose, guys, you have to store a memory of 1000 GB more. That means already you saved the memory of 256 GB plus 256 GB. That means how much GB? 512. Okay, am I right, guys? 512 memory GB data is already full in your mobile phone. 512 GB data is already full in your mobile phone. Now I require to store one more 1000 GB, guys. One more 1000 GB data you need to store it in my mobile phone. Now tell me, what is the alternative? Do you have it?
Definitely, we can have a cloud-based storage devices.
Very good. That's a okay. That's a good answer. Now, guys, suppose now the question is, suppose I have how much memory in my mobile phone? Can you tell me now? What is the amount of memory I have it right now? 512 GB. How much memory of there is how much amount of memory I have in mobile phone? My how much amount of memory we have it in my mobile phone? 512 GB. Guys, suddenly I lost my mobile phone one day. Suddenly I lost my mobile phone one day. So now, guys, tell me now, if I lost my mobile phone, 512 GB data, which is there in my mobile phone, which is there in internal memory of my mobile phone, and as well as in the SD card, will it be there, or will it will I have to lose the same?
Everything will be lost if I lose
Everything is lost. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything is lost. Siri, you want to tell something? Siri, you want to tell something? Okay, if not, just put it in yourself in mute mode. Okay, so now, guys, everything will be lost. I will be losing everything. That is 512 GB data. But can I recover that even if I buy a mobile phone? Yes, guys, can I recover that? Is there any way?
Yes, we have. If we store it in any online platforms.
No, not. I'm not talking about the online platform. Now,
Okay.
if I lost my mobile phone, everything is there in my mobile phone only.
Okay.
That is 512 GB of data is there in my mobile phone. I
Yes.
lost my mobile phone. Can I recover it?
Nope.
Not at all. No way to recover it. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
No way to recover. Mobile phone gone means my data is gone. Everything is gone. I'll not get it. Isn't it or not? I'll not get anything. So whereas in order to overcome this problem, what is the alternative we use it? In order to overcome this problem, we use an alternative. What is it alternative? That is nothing but if we store this 512 GB data along with my mobile phone, if I store it in a copy of it into my Google Drive. So now, guys, can I recover it if I store it in the Google Drive? Tell me now. My data,
Yes.
512 GB data is stored in my mobile phone, as well as the same data is stored even in the Google Drive. Can I recover it back even if I lose my mobile phone?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
can recover it. This is a way. There is a way now, guys. But what is the problem here? The problem here is that the Google Drive provides a default memory of 15 GB only. How much memory does it a Google Drive and your Google account gets it with this thing? Can you tell me, guys? Yeah, how much memory you'll get it? Tell me now. You'll get the 15 GB.
15
I want
GB.
an interactive session, guys. Only 1 or 2 people are interacting. What about rest of you? Yes, guys, please interact with me. Okay, guys. So here you have, what is that? 15 GB memory is by default provided by the Google, isn't it or not? But how much memory I need to store it right now? 512 GB. What is that? 512 GB. So what is that you need to do? Tell me now. What is it you need to do, guys? Yeah.
You need to buy storage.
Very good. We need to buy the storage. We need to buy the, yes, guys, buy the storage. Okay, that means you will have to pay some cost, guys. You will have to pay some cost and buy the storage of 512 GB. That means, so they will charge you on the yearly basis, or they will charge you on the quarterly basis, or even some on the monthly basis. You can buy it and you can store it. Okay. So whereas after storing the data into my Google Drive, even if I lost my mobile phone, the lost data can be recovered it back. Simply what I need to do, I need to buy a mobile phone, new handset. And in that handset, we need to configure my mail ID along with my password and use an option called synchronize. So automatically, everything which is there in the drive will be retrieved back and restore it to my mobile phone. Am I right, guys? Yes, am I right?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
now,
Yes. Yes.
now guys, who is taking care the security of your data? Who is taking care of the security of your data? Tell me now.
Google.
Google. Okay, who is the Google is taking the security of your data, that no one should able to access your data unless until the username and password is satisfied. Am I right, guys? So Google is taking care of your data. That means whenever you require it, the Google will provide you. And whereas the security of your data, the access of your data, everything is a responsibility of Google. Now one fine day, I immediately left for US. So I'm there in US. Now guys, I have already configured a Google Drive of 512 GB wherein I have stored the entire data. After going there, I've changed my number. So can I access the data which I have saved in the Google Drive even after going to US? Tell me now.
Yes, of course.
Yes, possible. That means obviously it is possible. Simply what happens, the Google Drive will work on your email ID and password. Am I right, guys? So if you enter that email ID and password, you can access the data from anywhere from the globe. Am I right, guys? Anywhere from the globe. So we can say that the access of data, the security of data is the responsibility of what is that? Google. Am I right, guys? Is the responsibility of what? Google. So unknowingly, what you're doing there, we all are using the cloud platform, isn't it or not? Unknowingly, we all are have moved from, that is nothing, we have moved from what is that? That is the on-premises platform to cloud only. That means from the SD cards. SD card is your what? SD card memory or your mobile phone memory is your SD card memory or your mobile phone memory is on-premises memory. Whereas we have automatically moved from on-premises memory and what is that? On-premises memory and SD card memory to what is that? Google Drive memory. That means unknowingly, we all have moved to what is that? We all have moved to what is it, guys? Cloud system. We have already moved to what is that? Cloud platform. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. So we have moved to what is
Yes.
that? The cloud platform. All of us. Okay. So whereas now, after moving to the cloud platform, it has become easier for us to access the data from any device you require it. From any device you require it. Sharing has also become so easier. So whereas security has also become very comfortable. Okay. So whereas only this is possible because of the cloud platform. Whereas as we are an individuals, we have a little amount of data. When it comes to the business entities, what is that? Business entities will have a very massive amount of data, very massive amount of data, and they want the data to be secured and access it whenever the time requires. And every time the corporates have fed up by buying the license. Every time you require a software, they need to buy the license, they have to pay the cost for the license, they need to purchase that software, they need to install it, and then they have to put the software. So in order to avoid that, if you require a software, don't do it by yourself. Simply inform your cloud provider. Simply inform your cloud provider. He will buy it for you. He will buy the license for you. Simply he is going to provide you. Am I right, guys? Simply he is going to provide you. It is just like we go and watch a movie in a theater. It is just like we go and watch a movie in the theater. Now the going and watching a movie in the theater has become the ancient trend, isn't it or not? Nowadays, to watch a latest release, what is the way we are adopting it, guys? Tell me now. What is the way we are adopting it? Tell me now, guys. We are adopting the way called what? Am I audible to everyone?
What it is?
Very good. We are using the platform called what? OTTs. Yes, guys, we are using a platform called what is that? OTT platform. Okay. We are using the platforms called what? OTT. So whereas, so OTT requires what? OTT requires what? Simply it
Cloud.
requires, yes, simply it requires a username. Simply it requires what is that? A username. Guys, it requires a username, that is nothing but your mobile phone or mail ID, whatever it may be. And it requires a password. It requires a password. Simply if you enter the same, guys, simply if you enter the same, immediately, okay, immediately you will able to access it. But now guys, if you want to watch a latest release, what is that you have it? Tell me now. All of you, are you there, guys? Yeah, am I there? Are you able to understand?
Yes.
Everyone, please.
Yes.
So now, yeah. So what is that you have it? So simply we need to enter the username and password to get it. Now I wanted to see a latest release movie. What is it?
You
we
have
need
to
do?
subscription.
Yeah, we need to go for a premium subscription. Am I right, guys? You need to go for
Yes.
what is that? Premium subscription. We need to go for what? Premium subscription. Okay, you have to pay some cost and buy and watch that movie. Am I right, guys? So you can watch it how many times? Is there any limit for watching that movie?
No.
No limit. You can watch n number of times you want it. You can watch the movie n number of times. That means it is in your hands. Am I right, guys? So in the same way here also, guys, here also, if you require a software, a latest software, suppose you require a software called, okay, SAS, or we require a software called Oracle. Okay, Oracle. We require it, Oracle. So here you need not buy the license of Oracle. Here you need not buy the license of SAS. So SAS stands for Statistical Analysis System. So you not buy this. Simply what we need to do, guys, simply we need to inform the cloud provider. Simply we need to inform the cloud provider. Okay, guys, simply we need to inform the cloud provider that you require these softwares. Okay, so what is the cloud provider is going to do? He is going to buy the license for you. So now, guys, across the globe, we have the following cloud providers and the market leaders in cloud providing. Okay, what is that? The first one is, what is that? You have the Azure. You have, what is that? Azure is from Microsoft. Azure is from, what is that? Microsoft. And the second one, you have it as what? Yes, guys, AWS, which stands for Amazon Web Services from Amazon. Okay, guys. And then we have, what is that? The third who is coming up, the market leader is, what is that? GCP, which stands for Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so from the Google. Okay, from the Google. And apart from this, we also have the cloud provider as SAP. SAP, you might have heard SAP Labs. They have come out with their own, that is nothing but that is the cloud computing technology with, what is the name called, and the provider is what? SAP Labs. Okay, whereas you have, what is that, guys? You have the Oracle Cloud. You have a Oracle Cloud. Oracle has also come out with their own cloud. And whereas the Oracle Cloud, what is the thing you have it? Oracle is provided by what? Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation. Okay, guys, Oracle Corporation. Somebody just put it in the mute mode. Yeah, Prashant. So put it in the mute mode. Okay. So we have, what is it? These are all the cloud providers. These are all the cloud providers. We have it. Anyways, the first three are the market leaders, whereas the first three are considered as the market leaders in providing the cloud technologies. Getting my point, everyone? Yes, everyone. So this is nothing but the cloud technology. We have it. Now, guys, these cloud providers are providing in the form of service. So here you require the Oracle software. You have informed, or you require the Oracle software. You have informed your cloud provider called Azure. Your cloud provider is Azure, and you informed him that you need a Oracle software. So now, guys, what happens? Azure is going to get in touch with the Oracle, is going to buy the software. But here you need not, and they're going to install the same onto their cloud environment, and the same is accessible to you. Whereas all these is divided in the form of, guys, what is that? In the form of service. So for that, they have divided the cloud services in three categories. What is that? The first one is called as what? IaaS, where the IaaS stands for, what is it, guys? Infrastructure. Yes, guys, infrastructure as a service. And whereas the second one, the service they have provided, what is it called as what? That is nothing but PaaS. So what do you mean PaaS, guys? Can you tell me? PaaS stands for what?
Platform as a service.
Platform, yes, guys, as a service. Very good. Now the third one, the third services that provided by the cloud is what is it? You have it SaaS. So which stands for what, guys?
Service as a platform.
Software as a service.
Software as a service.
Software as a service. Software as a service. That means if you require any software to be available in your cloud, so at that time you need to raise a request. You need to raise a request. And once you raise a request, what happens? The package will be allocated to you. That means this is provided to you on this much cost. That means hourly or monthly. Can you see here? Hourly, here hourly, hourly or daily, monthly, quarterly, likewise half yearly. Okay, so likewise half yearly, all the things are provided to you. That means you have to make the payment either quarterly or monthly or daily or hourly basis. Okay, guys, so this software is provided to you on the following thing. That means once you utilize this software and your work is done, simply you need to pay for the service you have used it. Simply you need to pay for the service you have used it. That's it, but not the entire cost. Now guys, nowadays even you are getting two-wheelers on rent. So what is that? How they will get it? You will get the two-wheeler on rent. So you go, suppose if at all you want to that is nothing but move around the city, you need not buy a scooter, you need not borrow it from anyone. Simply you need to approach that is nothing but the entity who is providing the scooter or rent, and you need to take your scooter. And at the time of giving the scooter, what he says that you have hourly, you can opt it for a hourly buys. That means 6 hours I need a scooter, that's it. So you can 6 hours, you can make out all the task and come and give him back. Else you want a monthly wise, or else you want a that is nothing but yearly wise. So likewise the all things are provided to you. So whenever you require it, you need not buy a scooter. In the same way here also, whenever you require any software to be used, okay, to use, you need not buy the software license. Simply you need to inform your cloud provider, and cloud provider is going to provide that in the form of a service called SaaS. That is called as what? Software as a service. Now guys, platform as a service. So what do you mean platform, guys? Here, suppose you are dealing with the banking data. Now guys, banking data is considered as the largest amount of data. Am I right, guys? It is called as a huge and large amount of data. So the banking industry has the very massive amount of data. So whenever you require the massive amount of data to be maintained, the operating system called Windows does not support it. The operating system called what is it? Windows does not support it, guys, most of the times. So at that time, you require to operate it on what is that? Mainframes, or else Unix or Linux. Isn't it or not? Unix or Linux, various operating system do you need to use it. So now guys, do you need to buy the operating system if you are using the service as a platform as a service, guys? Do you need to buy the platform? That is nothing but operating system, guys. No, we don't need to buy it. Simply we need to inform our cloud provider that instead of Windows operating system, I want to run my machine on what is that? Mainframes operating system. So this operating system is provided by the service provider with a name called what? Platform as a service. Getting my point, guys? Yes, getting my point. In the same way, guys, I want some 1000 PB, that is petabyte data. So what is that? Gigabyte, terabyte, and petabyte. So I want 1000 petabyte data to be stored here. Okay. So now, guys, if at all you want to store it 1000 that is GB 1000 petabyte data, we require to buy the hard disk, etc. Okay, but here I don't think you have available, even the petabyte hard disk is not available in the market. Okay, very rare, I think so. Now guys, so if you require to store the data in petabytes, so in this case, can you see here? Simply you need not buy the hard disk, anything. Simply you need to inform your cloud provider that I wanted to store the 1000 petabyte data. So now the cloud provider is going to provide you the storage on the cloud system. It is just like your Google Drive. So you require the Google Drive of how much GB here? 512 GB of Google Drive. You require it. You have informed the that is Google, and Google took some money from you and provided you the space. What is the space they have provided you? 512 GB. Am I right, guys? 512 GB data they have. That is nothing but storage they have provided you. In the same way, that is also service. That means unknowingly we are already using the service called what? Yes, guys, we are using the service called what? Infrastructure as a service. We are using the service called what? Infrastructure as a service with the Google. By using the Google Drive. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So now this is nothing but these are the services we have it, all of you. So now, so overallly, so why do we use the cloud technology? Now you tell me, guys. We use the cloud technology to, what is that? Have a, that is nothing but large, massive amount of storage on the cloud, and you can run it on various operating system with a very good security. Okay, with all security, and security issues will need not be taken care by you. And whereas whenever you require any software, you need not buy the license of the same. Simply you need to inform your cloud providers, and these services are provided by the above following cloud providers. The cloud provider will give you the service in the following three categories. What are the three categories? IaaS, PaaS, and what is that, guys? IaaS, PaaS, and what is that? CaaS. Okay, guys, clear everyone? Yeah, everyone is following or not? Please.
Yes.
Okay, so next. So now, guys, before we move ahead, I would like to go ahead with a very basic thing. So before we understand, guys, before we understand what is the Azure Databricks, why the Azure Databricks is used, in what situation the Azure Databricks is used, okay, what is the Azure data engineering, before I explain you this, where it is used and how it is used, you know that this is a cloud technology, but how it is used and where it is used, to understand that, let us go out from a very basic part here, very basic. Okay, so let us start from the scratch level, guys. Let us see what is a language. So now, guys, tell me, what do you mean by understand? What do you understand by the word called language? Tell me now, what do you understand by the word called language? Yes, guys, language is nothing but it is a means of communication between two persons. Am I right, guys? Does it make any sense, please?
Yes.
Yeah, that is nothing but language is nothing but it is a means of communication. Language is nothing but it is a means of communication between two or more to understand the conversation and to also share the knowledge. Just a minute, guys, just a minute. Sorry. Yeah, guys, sorry. So now, guys, we were discussing about the languages. Okay, so language is nothing but what is that? It is a means of communication. It is, what is that? A means of communication between two or the more people to understand the conversation. See, guys, you and me are interacting with each other, isn't it or not? You and me are interacting with each other now. So why do we understand? Why do we interacting? What is the necessity of interacting? Tell me now, guys. You and me are interacting with each other. Why? To share the knowledge. Am I right, guys? To share the knowledge. To share the knowledge, we're interacting with each other. Now, whereas, so to interact and to understand what is the means of communication we are using it. Tell me now. Yes, guys. To interact and to understand what is the means of communication we are using it. Please tell me, guys. Yeah. English as the means of communication. Am I right, guys? Everyone? Yes. English is the language I'm using it to understand this conversation and share the knowledge. In the same way, whenever you wanted to interact with a computer, whenever you wanted to interact with a computer, guys, the computer does not understand our English. So for that, it requires a computer language to be used. For that, we use the language called what? C, C++. Oh yes, C, C++. Then we have, what is that? Yes, Java. Okay, Java. These are all the languages we use to interact with the computer. Now, guys, you and me are interacting with each other. What, for what purpose? What is the purpose of our interaction? To share the knowledge, isn't it or not? To share the knowledge. In the same way, we interact with the computer for what reason? We interact with the computer in order to, what is that? Develop a package or to achieve a task. So whereas, what do you mean by package? Package is nothing but a ready-made application which is used to achieve a task is called as what? Package. Now, guys, suppose my task is I wanted to design my resume in my computer. What is the format which you will tell me now? Yes, guys. You want to design a resume in your computer. What is the format which you use in the computer? Tell me now, guys.
Word.
Exactly. So
Word.
we use, what's that? Yes, very good. We use, what is that? MS Word. That is called as what? Microsoft Word document. In the same way, if at all you want to put the data in a tabular format, that is the form of rows and columns, then what is the format which you use? Tell me now, guys.
Excel.
Very good.
MS Excel.
Yes, MS Excel. Yes. And in the same way, I want some kind of presentation to be prepared. What is the format which you use in a computer? Tell me now, guys. What is the format which you use in the computer?
PowerPoint.
Very good. So
PowerPoint.
MS PowerPoint. Very good. PP. Likewise, for different situations. Yes. Okay. Anyways, for different situations, guys, for different situations, different type of, okay, packages are provided. These are called as ready-made packages. So these packages are developed. These are called as what? Packages. These packages are developed. By using, what is that? Language. What is the language? C++, Java, etc. Okay, guys, clear now? So whereas we can say that all the languages are used to develop a package. Packages are used to achieve a task. Am I right, guys? Achieve a task. Whereas, as we know that languages are nothing but is used to develop a package. That means the languages, can we call it here as a technical applications? Can we call this word, guys? Technical application? Yes, guys. Can we call these applications? Can we call these applications as a technical application or not? Guys, please tell me. Can we call this as a, yes, we can call it as a technical application. Whereas, what is the packages? Packages are ready-made, na? Ready-made. Packages are, what is it? Ready-made. Ready to use. That's it. So this kind of applications is called as what? Yes, guys. These called as applications are called as what? Functional applications. These are called as what, guys? Functional applications. These are called as what? Functional applications. Now, guys, we have how many type of applications now? Technical applications and functional applications. Where technical applications are those where everything the user has to write it. That means technically the user has to type this. Isn't it or not? Technically the user has to type these applications. Hence, this kind of applications. Hence, this kind of applications are called as, what is that? Technical applications. And what about the functional applications? So in order to use the Microsoft Word document, guys, in order to use the Microsoft Word document, do we need to have the knowledge of C language or not?
No, not required.
Do you need to have the knowledge of C++ or Java or not?
No, not required.
Not required. So hence, whenever you want to use these applications, so we don't require any kind of knowledge of a language. Am I right, guys? So hence, these applications are called as, what is it, guys? Functional applications. These are called as what? Functional applications. So how many kind of applications we have it? Technical applications, where we write the code, and functional applications are those which are used to achieve a specific task. Whereas if you combine this technical applications and functional applications together, guys, if we combine the technical applications and functional applications together, these a new application will be created. That is called as what? Techno-functional. That is called as what, guys? Techno-functional. Okay, techno-functional. That is called as what? Techno-functional. What do you mean by techno-functional? Can anyone tell me? Yes, guys. What do you mean by techno-functional? See, guys, I don't want to take your names and ask the answers just like the kids. So I want everyone to respond it. That's better, na? For you and me. The session will be interactive and it will be interesting for you and me. So kindly please interact. So guys, what do you mean by techno-function? Tell me now. Yes, any idea?
We can use the functionality also, and we
Okay.
can, if you want, we can customize using coding.
Very good.
Business
That
logic.
is-
Business logic.
Yeah, so whereas techno-functional applications are nothing but these are the applications which is filled up with technicality and functionality. That means 50% of the application will be technical. That means where you need to write to the code. 50% will be functional. 50% will be what's that? Functional. That means you need not write the code. Some 50% will be predetermined or predefined, and 50% where you have to write it or define it. So hence this kind of applications are called as what? Techno-functional applications are called as what? Techno-functional applications. So under this techno-functional applications, guys, what are the applications we have it? So all the ERPs, guys, all the ERPs comes under what is it? Techno-functional. And apart from the ERPs, all the databases, guys, all the databases comes under what is that? Techno-functional only. Now, before we move ahead, let us try to elaborate and see what is an ERP. Then we will see the database. Guys, what do you understand by the word called an ERP? Can you tell me, guys? ERP stands for what? Enterprise. It stands for what? Enterprise. And R stands for what is it, guys? Resource. R stands for what? Resource. P stands for what? Plan. Whereas together it is called as what? Enterprise Resource Plan. ERP stands for what, guys? Enterprise Resource Plan. Whereas Enterprise Resource Plan is nothing but what is that? Let us try to see this. Let us see, whenever you're not understanding anything or it is difficult for you to understand, let's try to split it into the parts. Enterprise. So now tell me, what do you mean enterprise? Tell me now. What do you understand by the word called enterprise? If I'm using the enterprise.
Company.
Very good. A company and or an organization
Institute.
or a business. Yes, or a business entity. Okay. Or a business entity. Okay. Or a business entity is called as what is that? Enterprise. Whereas every enterprise, guys, requires what is that? Every enterprise requires resource. So now tell me, what do you understand by the word called resource? If I'm using the word called resource. Now, guys, this is the class going on. Am I right? This is the class going on. Am I right, guys? So to run this class, what are the resources do we require? Tell me now.
Internet,
Very good.
any
Okay.
mobile device, like any electronic device.
Very good. That is mobile phone, laptop, etc. Yes. Apart from this,
We need a common platform to connect with each other.
that is called as a we are using the Zoom application.
Zoom
Yes, Zoom application. Yes. Next, apart from this,
We need
Yes,
a
guys.
human resource. I mean, human
people to join, all this. Exactly. Whereas, can you see here, guys, just to run or just to see this class, what are the resources we have used it? We have used the internet connectivity. We have used the Zoom app and the computer, your computer and my computer, your mobile phone or my computer. All these are the resources of the classroom. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
All these are the resources of the classroom. Whereas in the same way, the business also has a resource. Okay. So that means the resources are classified or divided into three categories. The first one is called as what? Any business entity requires what is that? Manpower. Any entity requires what is that? Manpower. And apart from the manpower, it requires what is that? Finance. Yes, guys, money they required it. And the other thing they require it is what? Assets. Assets are nothing but machineries, etc., etc.
Yes.
Okay, so these are all the assets. So whereas manpower, finance, and assets, these are called as what? Resources of an enterprise. Resources of an enterprise. And now, guys, what do you mean by P? P stands for what is it, guys? Tell me now. P
Planning.
stands for what? Planning. So P stands for planning. Planning is nothing but, guys, planning is nothing but how to plan your manpower, how to plan your finance, how to plan your assets, how to plan your manpower, how to plan your finance, how to plan your assets, how to plan your manpower, how to plan your finance, and how to plan your assets in a best way, to get the maximum output. Output means what? Output refers to what, guys? Here, when it is a business, the output refers to what? Profits.
Productivity.
Profits, productivity, whatever. Ultimately, profit only, na? Productivity means profit. So
Yes.
ultimately, the profits. So now, guys, can I say like this? How to get the maximum profits from your business? The solution is provided by the application called ERP. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Yes.
Enterprise
yes.
resource plan. Likewise, guys, on this particular enterprise application, or we can say on this particular domain, okay, we have a many domains developed on this particular that is technique, that is called as enterprise resource plan, is a technique. On this we have many domains developed, such as what we have: sales and distribution. In short, we call it as SD. MM, which stands for material management. We have the production planning. Okay, and we have what is it?
SCM.
Okay, yes, SCM. Okay, supply chain management. Okay, then we have what is that? Even this finance. Okay, that is called as FICO. Okay, that is finance. And then we have what is that? Even we have what is it? HRMS, which we call it as human resources management system, etc. These are all the domains, guys. These are all the domains of the ERP. We can say the domain. That means how to extract the maximum profits out of sales and distribution, how to extract the maximum profits or the productivity out of the material management, how to extract the maximum productivity or profits out of the production planning, supply chain management, finance, how to utilize your finance in the best way to get the maximum outputs, and how to manage your employees. That is nothing but given in human resources management. Whereas on all these domains, we have the softwares developed. We say SAP HR or HRMS. Actually, HRMS is the domain of the ERP, and SAP is the software developed on the domain called what? HRMS. Okay, then even we have Oracle EBS. Oracle EBS. EBS is nothing but it is also the same as HRMS. Okay, whereas Oracle is a, guys, Oracle is a software, and EBS, can you see it? EBS is what is that you have it? EBS is nothing but the domain, so which takes care about the human resources. Getting my point, guys? All of you getting my point? So whereas this is the thing we have it. What is that? SAP and what is that? Oracle are the softwares developed on the domains of the ERP, and this helps you to get the maximum outputs or the profits from the existing business. Okay, guys, clear all of you? Yes, all of you clear with this ERP now, guys?
Yes.
Now, though this
Yes.
is not related to us, I've explained you just for the sake of knowledge. That's it. Okay. Now, guys, let us come back and onto the very important part of the techno-functional application, that is called as a database. Now, from here, we are going to deal with our business database. So what do you mean by database, guys? Database is nothing but, guys, database is nothing but a place where what is that? Information is recorded. A place where information is recorded in the form of, guys, in the form of tables, in the form of what is that? Tables. That is in a tabular format. That is, a table is a collection of what, guys? Tell me now. A table is a collection of what? Yes, guys. Rows and
columns.
columns. Okay. A table is a collection of rows and columns. So whereas database is also, that is, database is also an application where it is used to store a massive or a large amount of data, and this data is divided, or this data is divided into two sub databases. That means the database is divided into two parts. What is the first part, guys? The first part of the database, guys, the first part of the database, we can call it here as the, yes guys, we can call it here as the transaction database. Transaction database. It is called as what? Transaction DB. That is called as transaction database. And the second part of the database, guys, the second part, the major part of the database, that is called as what? Yes, guys, that is called as what? Transaction database. And the second part is called as what? Data warehouse. Data warehouse. Am I right, guys? Data warehouse. So, or else we can also call it as what? Warehouse database. Warehouse database. Getting my point? These are the two names you can use it. So database is divided into two databases, sub databases. That is called as a transaction database, and the second one is called as what? Data warehousing or data warehouse. So whereas why it is divided, what is the necessity of dividing? Before that, I will add one more point here. Transaction database is a database where all the detailed records are recorded. Where all, what is that? Detailed information is recorded, and these detailed information, or okay, these detailed records are used for what is it, guys? Verification. Verification, guys. These detailed records are used for what? Yes, guys, these detailed records are used for what? These detailed records are used for verification and validation. That's it. And whereas the data which is recorded in a data warehouse is recorded in which manner here, guys? It is recorded in the summarized manner. It is recorded in the summarized manner, and these records are used for what is that? Or these records are used for what is it, guys? Analysis. These records are used for what? Analysis. And whereas analysis is nothing but what is that? Analysis is nothing but decision making system. Am I right, guys? Decision making system. That means you can decide anything. Okay, decision making system. Okay. So whereas the data, which is the data in the data warehouse, is recorded in which manner here? In the summarized manner, and these records are used for analysis. And the data which is recorded in the, yes guys, the data is recorded in a transaction database is used for what? Verification and what is that? Validation. So now guys, let us try to understand why the database is recorded or divided into two types of sub databases. So for with the help of example. Now guys, here, okay, now guys, here, let us take a live example. I wanted to buy a book. Guys, all of you concentrate well. I wanted to buy a book for a subject called English story books. I want to buy it. Now I have been to the book housery, or I have been to the book shop. I asked the shopkeeper to show the books that is called as English story books. So he showed me a rack which is full of multiple books. Now guys, you tell me, how do you take the decision of purchasing that book or not? Or how do you make a decision of purchasing which book? You have 100 books are there, guys. You have 100 books. Is it possible for you to sit at the shop and read the entire books and take a decision? Is it possible?
No.
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 Yes, guys, only
No.
only 2-3 answers. Is it not possible? So it's not possible to sit at the shop and read all the books. What is the way you adopt it? Tell me now. Generally, you forget about this data warehouse, database. Tell me now. Generally, example, we'll discuss it. Tell me now.
By seeing the title.
Very good. By seeing the title, or we can say that when you take the book into your hand and open the book, you turn the pad of the book, you will find a first paper. What is that first paper consisting of? Tell me now.
Index.
Very good. Very good. Index. What does the index consisting of? Tell me now.
Page numbers, like in which part
Information.
we have information, like
That means page number along with the, that is the topic name along with the page number. Topic name along with what is that? Page number. Topic name along with what is that? Page number will be recorded. Topic name along with the page number. Suppose I saw a story there. Okay, the little angel. I saw a story called Little Angel, starting at the page number 21 and ending at the page number 55. So I wanted to know what is the thing you have it in this particular where the title is The Little Angel. So what is that I need to do? I need to go to that page number 21 and start reading and end the reading at the 55th page number, where I'll come to know what is the story is about. Am I right, guys? What is the story is about? So whereas here in the situation, what you are doing there, you are choosing the, guys, you are choosing the topic name along with the page number from the index paper and going to the particular page number and started the reading. Am I got? Am I like understandable, everyone? Are you able to catch my point, everyone? Yes, guys. So now you'll start reading at the 25th page number and end the reading at the 55th page number. But you will find that topic heading in what is that? Index paper. So can I say like this? The book is divided into two parts. The first paper is the index paper and the second part is the detailed part. Can I say like this, guys? Everyone? Yeah, guys, am I audible or not?
Yes, we can say that.
We can say that. In fact, yes, we can say that. So whereas the index paper is nothing but where you have that topic name along with the page number recorded in a summarized manner. Whereas from the second paper till the end of the book, the entire book is recorded in which manner here? Detailed manner. So if you have a topic name in the index paper called The Little Angel, you wanted to know what is the story, you need to go and check in what? The page number in the book, and you have to start reading. Then only your doubt will be clarified. So we can say that from the second paper till the end of the book, it is used for verification and validation. Am I right, guys? It is used for what? Verification and validation. What to verify? What to verify? The information which is there on the index paper. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
So whereas in the same way, guys, the index paper which is there in a book will be recorded in a data warehouse, and from the second paper till the end of the book will be recorded in what? Transaction database. So it will be recorded in what is that? Transaction database. Getting my point, everyone? So database is like your book. Database is like your, what is that? Book. Book has a two parts. Now, what are the two parts? The first part is what is it, guys? The first part is the index paper. The first part is what is it, guys? Index paper. So here you will have index paper. Am I right, guys? The first part is the index paper, and the second part is what is that? The detailed paper, detailed record. So whereas from the second paper till the end of the book, okay, so the second paper till the, sorry, reverse of this. Okay, so whereas, can you see here, guys? So the details will be recorded in what? Transaction database. And now, guys, the details will be recorded in what? Transaction database. And the summary paper will be recorded in what is that? Index paper. That is called as what? Data warehouse. And index paper, we are using it for what? Whether to purchase the book or not. Whether to purchase the book or not, to take the decision, we are using the index paper. In the same way, data warehouse is also used for decision making system. That is to decide anything, to perform the analysis on the data. And analysis is possible only on the summarized data. Now, can you guys tell me, can you take a decision by reading the whole book itself of purchasing it or not? Can you guys, my question is that, is it possible for you to read the whole book and take a decision? It is possible?
No.
No.
It is possible, no? Why not possible? Really possible. But it will take much time for you. Am I right, guys?
Yes, it will take a time.
Yeah, time consumption will be more. So to save the time, you will read the index paper. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
In the same way, here also, the data within a database called transaction database can be used for analysis, but lot of time consumption will happen here. In order to avoid that, we store the data in what is that? Data warehouse. Getting my point, all of you?
Yes. Yes.
So now guys, the book is like your database and index paper is like your data warehouse, and the detail is nothing but just like your transaction database. All of you clear now, everyone? So whereas guys, okay, whereas guys, here you have it. Okay, whereas guys, here can you see? Okay, let us go back to our same example of a book. Now guys, tell me now, you took the book in your hand and you started reading. Now tell me, according to you, I'm just generally asking you, according to you, the index paper was developed first or the book is written first? Can somebody tell me? Guys, according to you, there is a book, story book, which has the index paper and as well as the book is there. So which will be written first? Index paper will be written first or the book will be written first?
Book.
Book will be written first and then we will index it.
Very good, excellent. So in the same way here also, first of all, transaction database is developed. Based on the transaction database only, the data warehouse is developed. Getting my point? Now you have to develop the index paper in the book. So guys, if it is a matter of one book, you can develop the index paper in how much time? Tell me now. You have 10 lessons there. 10 lessons there. How much time it will take for you to develop an index paper? How much time will it take? Yes, guys. How much time it will take for you to write a index paper by looking into a book? Tell me now.
Possibly more than half an hour.
Minutes.
Or
Yeah, more than half an hour it will take. Of course, let us take it 1 hour. Suppose you have to write the indexes for 1,000 books. How much time will it take?
definitely it's gonna take a few days.
Few days. Suppose if it is a 1 lakh books, if it is 1 lakh books,
A quite tedious process.
yes, so that means very large, very large. So here, whenever you require a very large, massive amount of data to be summarized, or to convert the detailed data into a summarized manner, here we require the technique. So it's a tedious process, hence it's a cumbersome process. So to avoid that, we use a technique here. The technique is called as what? ETL. We use a technique called, what is that, guys? ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Getting my point, all of you? Extraction, transformation, and what is that? You have it, guys? Loading. So this is a technique we use to convert the detailed data, that is the transaction database, to what is that? Data warehouse. We use the process called extraction, transformation, and loading to convert this detailed data into what is that? Summarized manner. So in short, we call it as what? ETL. Else, right now, very more trending technique we are using it, ELT also. ELT. Even this we are going to see ELT. So whereas ELT means what? Extract, load, later transform it. Extract and load first, later transform it. Getting my point? These are the two techniques we use it. Whereas whenever you have a very massive amount of data to be summarized, lakhs and crores of records are there which requires to be summarized. In that, you can use what is that? ETL as the technique. Whereas on this particular technique called ETL, we have the cloud service called, what is that? ADF and ADB provided. Azure Databricks and what is that? Azure Data Factory is provided for the same. That means between the clouds or on-premises, between the clouds and on-premises, whenever you wanted to perform the job of ETL, we use either what is that? ADB. We use what is that? ADB, or else we can also use what is that? ADF. That is called as Azure Databricks, and ADF stands for what is that, guys? Azure Data Factory. Okay, so now the Azure Databricks is used to perform the job of ETL, where it is a CUI, character user interface. which is nothing but called as what? Where we have to use the language and the commands. And the commands in ADB, we can write it in 4 different languages. The first one is, what is it? We can write it here, guys. Yes, the first one we can write it, guys. The first one we can write it here. Yes, guys, the first one we can write it in what? That is in the Scala language, in the Scala. And the second we write it here. The first we write it in the Scala, and the second one we write it here in the R language. Okay, guys. And the third one we write it here on this that is Spark. And the fourth we can also write it in Python. Okay, guys, these are the 4 different languages in which we write the code using the ADB. That is nothing called as what? Azure Databricks. Okay, guys, Azure Databricks. So the Azure Databricks, we can write it in all these 4 different languages. That is Scala, R, Python. So hence it is mandatory for us to learn and to develop the skill set on these. That is called a Scala, R, Python. And mostly the commonly used language and very frequently used commands in this Python, that is in ADB is the Python. Okay, that is nothing but we use the Python to write the code. But the same code we can process it in the same we can also process it in what? SQL also.
Java.
Yeah, SQL. Guys, okay, now so these are the things where we can write it here by using all the okay. And now Spark and Python together, we call it as PySpark.
Yes, PySpark.
Guys, Spark and Python together, we call it as what? PySpark. So here we don't require to use the things separately here. Okay, guys, clear all of you now? So these are the languages and we use it. So we use the Azure Databricks to perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading between the on clouds and on, that is between the clouds and on premises. So whereas how it is used between the on premises and clouds, okay, okay, so on premises and clouds, all those things that we will see tomorrow, guys. Okay, so that's it. So now, guys, we will start up the class tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please connect it at 10 a.m. everyone. Okay, guys. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, go ahead. Please go ahead now.
Yes.
Yeah, will you?
Yes, thank you.
One by one, please. Tell me, no issues.
What is the difference between a Spark and PySpark that you have stated there in third one? So is there any difference between a Spark and Python? So could you please tell me if there is any difference in it?
Spark is basically the cluster.
Spark is a cluster?
Yes.
Okay. So now why we are just moving towards ELT, not for the ETL?
To
Like,
make the process more simplified.
Could you please elaborate?
To make the process more simplified in the sense, extraction is done, loading is done. So whereas what we can do is, once the data is loaded, we can transform it according to the requirement of multiple users. Whereas previously what we used to happen, extraction used to done, transformation based on a particular query we used to work it. I mean, right? Suppose we require only the net sales amount. So we used to work on extraction of the net sales amount only on the transformation process. Isn't it or not? And once the data is loaded, only one user can was able to use that particular query. Am I right? Now for multiple users, you have to develop the transformations. So for that, what are all the entities you require? Pull in, first of all, pull in, load it, and then transform it according to the user. So this will make the process more faster than the ETL.
Yes. Is Azure Databricks is ELT or ETL?
Both it supports.
Both it supports.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can use for ADF, right? Why we are using for ADB? So ADF will be like orchestration kind of thing, right?
That service is different. This service is different. Okay, guys. So you have a Honda Activa and Jupiter is there in the market, two-wheelers. So if you ask me why you are using Jupiter, why not Honda Activa? Honda Activa is very famous. That is my discretion, isn't it or not? It is a requirement of the user and the client requirement. Based on that, you have to work. Obviously, when ADB is involved, more, right now for basically to create the delta lakes, and access the data from the delta lakes and generate the reports and process the data is more faster. Delta lake is nothing but the it is a top layer built upon the storages, okay, wherein the most summarized data, the most used data will be stored in the delta lake. So that all concepts we can develop it here, okay, using the bricks. Okay, so it's more faster and is more faster in bricks compared to the ADF. That is it. We can also do it in ADF also. Yes, tell me. Next.
Sir, would
Is
you be
it
covering
necessary
the-
to learn R, Python or Scala before
If you know,
going for this course?
anyways, we are going to see the basics of R and Python. Okay, the basic classes also you will take it for R and Python. Need not worry about that. So you will be I'll be taking the basic classes. You can just have it. That will be enough. If you want more grip, obviously once you keep on going the things, obviously you will get it. That's not a problem. You need not learn it separately as far as my thing is concerned. If you think that is required, so you can also learn it, but not required basically. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
ADF
So,
is knowledge
so
management, right?
timing, our
ADF
timing is
knowledge
10 to 11, right?
10 to 11 15 or might be 11:30 also sometime, because this requires 1 hour 15 minutes to 1.5 hour time, because the exercises will be very lengthy. It is not like other softwares, we just finish it off in 45 minutes.
So
And our
ADF is
recordings will be
mandatory
there,
for the-
right?
Pardon me?
ADF is mandatory, right, for this?
Not mandatory, guys. That is different. This is different.
Okay. So
And
would you
we
be
have a
covering
recording
like
also available, right?
Well, yeah, recording you'll be get it. You'll get it on the Google Drive. You can have the Google Drive access. You can have the recording. That's it. Yeah. Next.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, for login into Azure, do we need credit card?
Yes, of course, you require the credit card.
Without credit card, is there
Right now, no, there is no way to, no, there is no way to get in without this. If you really require it, log in this thing. So what exactly happens is, anybody can share it, the credit card, that's not a problem, but it's allowing you the auto debit facility now. So that is the reason why people hesitate to give that. That's the problem.
means if someone is not having the credit card, then
You have to buy someone else's credit card. That's
Okay,
it if you
okay.
don't have it. Thank you.
Samir,
Please go ahead.
one question is I have as I can check on the Durga soft site for Azure Databricks. So there is not too much information about this course Azure Databricks. So can you please explain what exactly include in this one, and so that would be help for us in the
What
Azure
information-
Databricks.
What information do you need it really?
The means for the course that what we are going to cover in this one, like Azure Databricks, what are the services, Delta Lakes, DLT pipelines, and for that I just wanted to we also I think require for the ADLS as well, is to mount the data. So these things.
Synapse basics? Yeah.
Yes, Synapse will take up obviously integration in data from the Synapse, integration data from the ADF also we will see one scenario, integration of data from Oracle, Snowflake, all this is we'll see this. Okay, and basically integration means getting the data, getting integrated and getting the data here, how to get the data and how the data is loaded. After the data is loading, where do we store the data, and how to create the delta lakes, and the data, how the delta lake will receive the data. All this is the part we are going to see. The contents brochure is there on the obviously the web page of Durga Soft. If you want in detail, then you have to attend the class, then only you'll come to know what is it. Anything else required?
Yeah, apart from that one, is there, I mean, Azure Databricks is firstly built on top of a Scala, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So will there be any chance to get a chance to write a programs in a Scala?
yeah,
Is there any,
obviously.
we
No, no, we
have
can write.
any sort of I mean, like a modules that we can work on a Scala, or we can just integrate a Scala with a PySpark? Is there any such type of modules will be there in a classroom?
Yes, Scala, you can write it the code directly, and you can also have, the PySpark. You can use it on the same.
And
I
the thing is, I wanted to know that is there any chance? I mean, is there any module that we can integrate a Scala notebook with a PySpark notebook?
Yes,
Is there any sort of a modules will be there in a class? I mean, a classroom, so that we can have
yes,
a glance of it.
yes, definitely we'll have a module on this.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So in this course, we're covering all this Scala or PySpark and SQL or only PySpark, sir?
No, we'll see the code in all the languages: Scala, R, Python, and SQL.
One more thing, even we can integrate with other online cloud platform, cloud vendors like, AWS, GCP, Azure, everything we can use the same thing, right, sir? Right, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Definitely we can use it.
Samir, will you cover Delta Lake, Data Lake,
Yes,
and
yes. That's what I told you. Delta Lake is also covered. Data
Cosmos
Lake is,
DB,
yes, Cosmos DB, Delta Lake, everything will
Azure
cover.
SQL.
Yes.
What is
So
AIS
based on
Azure
this, we can
Analytics
also
Service?
Basically,
Azure.
that is, yes, analytics service is nothing but it is a specially designed, service for analysis related issues. That is, you want to perform some analysis. Analysis in the sense you want some predictive analysis, or you want to design some models. Okay, that is machine learning models. You have to design it. That you can design it basically.
Will you
sir,
cover
one more
this?
thing.
AIS?
The
Can
part
we,
of it, I can show you. The integration and basic usage I can tell you, but detail that does not cover our curriculum. Yes, tell me.
yes, sir. Can we cover complex transformations, pipelines as well, sir, in this course?
Yes,
Sir?
of course, of course.
One more thing, sir. Even this Databricks can connect with on-premises databases
Yes,
as well.
yes,
Okay.
of course. Yes, of course, it
Yeah,
connects.
clear. Thank you.
And Snowflake is part of this are different, or
It's
will you
different.
cover?
No,
Okay.
different. But I will show you the integration. I will show you how to go and that is configure the Snowflake, how to create a Snowflake account. Everything I will show you, and later on that integration will also will be seen there. Okay, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Next.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
Will this be helpful for us DP203 exam certification
Yes, of
examination?
course it is helpful. Now you can write it with this.
Sure.
That will be that much input it will be given to you. That's it.
Okay, so as of now, the syllabus of the DPT03 is a vast, so everything will be covered here. So like starting from the like data security implications. Will that
Yes,
be discussed?
data security implications we have not included, but I will see that it is included. It's not there currently.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you. Any other questions, ma?
Samir, what is the certification for Azure Databricks is different from Azure Data Factory?
Yes,
And
it's different. It's different. That
okay.
has to do nothing with this the ADF. It is totally the certification level of ADB is different from the Azure Data Factory.
For each service, we have for each certification, like ADF one certification, ADB one certification, Cosmos DB one certification.
Not Cosmos
Azure.
DB, not Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB, yeah, Cosmos DB is there. SQL for one SQL, Azure SQL, you have another certifications. Level of certifications are different on this.
Azure Data Lake, we have.
No, that's not basically a separate Delta Lake. There is no certification on this Delta Lake. I don't think so.
But,
It is combined with yeah. Tell me. It's a technique basically. On the technique, you will not have any certification.
Okay. Data lake, delta lake. Can you please one word? What is that one? What is the service?
Data lake is the base layer. On a base layer called data lake, delta lake is designed upon a data lake.
Okay.
A data lake is the base layer. Upon a data lake, delta lake is designed.
For what purpose we can use both?
Data, for putting up the data. Putting up the data, which is, you know, that is nothing but the more for there is, you know, formatted data which is used for specific kind of analysis. A specific kind of data will be kept into this delta lake. Anyways, I can explain you once we see that topic. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, what is it? Another
Thanks.
questions?
Thanks, Amit.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
And right now only 10 a.m. or any other morning or evening for
No, only ADB is only 10 a.m. There is no multiple batches. I told you.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
What is Scala actually?
Scala is basically a language.
Basically a language, but like what language, how it is written, using Java or Python or C or C++?
Java only.
Java.
Yes. Scala is developed on Java only.
Okay.
Yes, tell me, Ma. Any other question?
Sir, what kind of job profiles we can apply after this curriculum?
A bricks engineer. Okay. The Databricks engineer, you can write it, the profiles. Okay. And basically, the major task here as a Azure Databricks engineer will be getting the data from the various platforms data available, whether it is on the cloud or on the on-premises environment. And transformation, obviously, you will have the transformations operators are there, and you have, you know, many kind of algorithm, that is many kind of operators and transformation techniques we have it. So we transform the data accordingly, and once the data is transformed off, okay, so that is the ranking of the data, you can do it. Okay. And you can apply any kind of transformation technique. And once the data is loaded into the target, on the target, basically the target is, let us say data lake is your target. Now the data, the client requires to access the data from the delta lakes. So he wants the delta lakes, you don't want the data lake. So now what you need to do is, the major technique or the major this thing of is to design a delta lake, to create a delta lake upon a data lake. And now you will be providing the access for further analyst or data scientist to access the data from the delta lake directly, not from the data lakes. Getting my point?
Okay. And sir, is it also used in cloud migrations?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I have a question. Is it possible to create the delta lakes in the ADF?
Of course. We can create the delta lakes.
So that requires again a programming language, or SQL is sufficient?
The concept is different in ADF. You don't require any programming language, you can create it. ADF basically menu driven. You will not have amount of coding there basically.
Okay. No coding at all in ADF.
No coding at all in ADF.
Okay. Yeah.
How much the certification will cost, the ADF certification?
I'm not sure, guys. You can just check on the web page.
So after completing this course, can we do certification for ADF or ADB?
You can do the certification for anything you require it, but after completing this ADB, you can go for certification of ADB.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. Okay. Any other questions?
Tomorrow's class link is going to be same, right?
Same link for 8 days. Okay. Same link will be there for 8 days, coming 8 days. After 8 days, the link will be changed. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for attending, all of you. Have a nice day. I'm just ending the class.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Amit.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.